All right, so welcome to the second part of this tutorial. So first of all, I'm going to remove all this. I'm going to remove all the lines I've already drawn. But now let's say in the previous video, what I did was I created a feature class for the line. Now, what I want to do next is to say have how to actually construct using the construction line, how we can leverage that to place our GCP map. So the first thing you're going to do is to come to edit. So when you come to edit, you're going to see you're going to work more with these features. So you can either create or modify. But because we've not created anything yet, so what you want to do is to click on create. Now, when you click on create, you can see we have a line here, which is basically the line feature class we had just created. So you click on that. And when you click on that, to essentially start working, you have to click on this. So now I'm able to create, to draw my line. So with just a single click, you can move around with your mouse continuously. So most times we want to keep our GCP very close to the pavement section. So we just clip it very close and you can just clip on going directly. Um, You just keep going directly, you keep going directly, you keep going directly, just like this. All right, so when you're done, you click on this, you say finish. It's very important to click on that. And when you say finish, you say save. It is very, very important. You have to save afterwards. Now, you can see it's already selected, right? So you can clear the selection so you can see what you've created. Now, this is the line that we have created. It's just a support line. You will understand more why I call it a support line um, in this video. So now we've created this line. You can go to the layer property to see more information about it by going right click on the line, then click on the attributable tables. You can see it's just a single polyline. Now, what we want to do now is to say, for example, if you're instructed to place the GCP at every 100 meters, it is important to also be, you can do it automatically. There are different ways you can go around it. You can first of all put a point here, and then you can say at every 100 meters, you can manually just put, the GCP point. However, we can leverage different analytic tools in ArcGIS for these particular operations. So what we're going to do anytime we want to do some, use some automatic tooling processes is to come to geoprocessing. Now, because I had already searched for it, but what you're going to be using is generating point along lines. Generating point along lines. So what generating point along line would do for you is to automatically create another feature class, but now of the class of point, is to create this point along the feature class of line that you've drawn. Now, the input we are going to use is going to be the line, which is the one that we had just drawn. Okay, it's going to be the line. Now, it's telling you to name the output. So you can just say, I'm going to call it GCP tutorial. Okay, I'm going to call it GCP tutorial. So that will be the feature class of the point because what it does is to generate point along the line. And I want to generate point based on distance. So let's say, for example, it's going to be based on, say, 100. If it's 100 meters, I'm going to have meters. Now, this 2 point is telling you that do you want to include the endpoint? Say, for example, it start from one endpoint, and if you include the endpoint, it's gonna have the GCP at both endpoint, regardless if the distance between the the second to the last GCP is not up to 100 meters. So it's always going to have GCP at this endpoint. So that is what I always use. The hard accumulated distance and sequence fields, you can just leave that. We do not necessarily need that. So from that, you can click on your run. You're gonna wait for a few minutes for this to be completed. All right. Now it looks like we have our GCP point completed. Um, so you can see this is exactly what I'm saying. Even if you start from here, the distance from here to here should be, you can come to the map and then we have the measure. So you can try to measure it from here to here. You can see 100 meters. But if you were to start from here and you say clicking from here to here, you're gonna have from here to here, this is 46.64 meters. So because it happens that because we clicked on include endpoint. If we didn't click on it, we would just have a GCP point here, but we will not have any here. So it's just left to you to decide what you want. So that is the end of this tutorial video. Thank you.